Chris here, and I'm in a secret, undisclosed location in Cincinnati, near the heart of it all. Welcome to another episode of The Traveling Man, and welcome to the American Sign Museum. You don't get to see too many working examples of this sign anymore. It would have been cool to see it at the hotel. They do have one of these at the Henry Ford in Dearborn, Michigan, and I always enjoyed seeing it over there. Oh, ooh, cool, it's the Arby's roast beef sandwich sign. I have seen these working for real at real Arby's locations, and fairly recently. I should probably document them before they disappear. And there's that, whoa, the Holiday Inn sign. Here we go, you guys. Wow, you don't really realize how large these signs are until you see them on the ground. It really puts it into perspective. Huh, I've never seen a big boy like this, but then again, we didn't have Frisch's in Michigan when I was growing up. It's more of a Cincinnati thing. We did have Big Boy, just not the Frisch's version. This place has acquired so many awesome signs that they're running out of room. You know, I've heard that they're going to start doing a expansion in the near future, and that would be awesome. Get these signs out of the elements. Look at these wall murals. These are awesome. I absolutely love how vivid and vibrant they are. I don't know if it's going to come out on your screen. The colors are super bright. Absolutely fantastic. This is in the parking lot of the American Sign Museum. And in traditional Cincinnati fashion, being home of the Flying Pig, of course we have to have a giant pig on a giant trailer. It just wouldn't be Cincinnati without it. Welcome everyone to the start of my journey. They do have guided tours here, but I've chosen not to do the guided tour this time because I will be your tour guide here on this amazing adventure through the American Sign Museum. So behind me is the history of signs, and signs are the oldest form of advertising, dating back to over 5,000 years. If you would like to read this, you can pause the video right now. But basically, these letters that you're looking at are from the late 1800s. So I won't be showing you, or rather going over the history of every single sign here because it is a huge place. There is just tons of signs here. But I will go over some of my favorite with you, and I highly recommend that you visit this museum. It was not very expensive. It was only $10 for seniors, and I believe it was for an adult $15. It only came out to $25 for my mom and I to go. Highly, highly recommend it if you're anywhere near Cincinnati. Okay, you guys, well, no, this room is just absolutely fantastic. I love signs, I love Route 66, and the signs that they have on Route 66 are just some of the most fantastic signs, because most of them date from like the 60s, 50s, you know, all that neon goodness. And you're looking at some amazing neon goodness right behind me. So this is one of the first rooms you'll come to when you start your tour of the American Sign Museum. And I have to say, out of all the signs in this room, this spherical sign in the center is one of my favorites. It just screams 1960s. I believe they're called satellite signs. Anyways, this used to be on a shopping plaza, and it was one of their signs that you'd see from the highway or the road. So this place isn't very big. It'll take you probably about half an hour to an hour to go through it, depending on how long you look at the signs and whether you read stuff. It took me a lot longer only because I was filming, but I loved this place, and that's mostly because I have a thing with Route 66 and just retail in general and just old things from like the 50s and 60s. I absolutely love it. This Skyview Motel sign is a prime example of an early 1950s porcelain enamel neon sign, originally at a Kansas City area motel. This sign is known as a transition sign from the standpoint that it bridges the neon and plastic eras as evident in the plastic sun/moon and cloud formations, which are internally illuminated with neon. This late Art Deco porcelain enamel NOS sign was manufactured by the Arcraft Sign Company of Lima, Ohio. The company was very progressive for its time, and the sign features the company's patent embossed porcelain face process and cast aluminum wheat branches. The Swain Furniture Company panel is actually two glass faces. The first is clear glass, reverse screen printed, and the second background glass panel is textured and painted in translucent yellow. The sign features guy wires for hanging the sign on the exterior of a building. This large pharmacy sign was located at a business in Reno, Nevada. It closed in the spring of 2000, and then the museum acquired it sometime after that. This late 1950s sign is presently unrestored. Originally, the mother cow was animated neon, evident by the two different heights of tubes supported around her head. Her mouth moved in two stages as if talking to her calf, exclaiming, "Always remember to provide pure rich milk for colonial customers."
Fight against. And if you want my opinion, I'll let it take me away. Only relief is the four on the floor and the crowd that goes, oh, turn it up.
These are some examples of some of the first neon, colored neon, and also changeable colored neon. I didn't even know that existed or was a thing. This boot sign is really cool. Just listen to the noise that it makes. You know, it reminds me of one of those signs that would be on the front of like a movie theater or a business in a downtown area. So this is a really cool neon sign. It makes a really cool buzzing noise. I'm going to get real close up and hopefully you can hear the sound that it makes. This big boy statue brought back some awesome childhood memories. I can remember these in Detroit at our local Big Boy, and they would greet you as you walked into the main entrance of the restaurant.
Like we're back from the dead. And if you want my opinion, I'll let it take me away. Only relief is the four on the floor and the crowd that goes. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
I know this is unrelated, but this Pop sign, it makes me instantly think of Pops on Route 66 in Arcadia, Oklahoma. If you haven't visited that place, oh, do check it out. It is so cool. This brings us to the main section of the museum, and it's done up kind of like a main street with all of these humongous signs. This Howard Johnson sign, although not in great condition, I guess they'll probably end up restoring it and taking off the graffiti at some point. Anyways, it's massive, and I would have loved to have eaten at one of the Howard Johnson restaurants that used to be around. Sadly, they're all gone, I believe, but at least we get to see this awesome sign. And remember, if you've ever been to a Howard Johnson restaurant, what it used to be like.
Light me up, don't you stop, 'cause tonight it's on the line. Show me how you get on down, close my eyes, take me for a ride. Got to be you. So come and light me up. I still need your fire, baby. I still want you by my side. Light me up, let me touch the flame now, baby. I'm your phoenix tonight. Come on and rise. Come on and rise. Come on and rise. Light me up, can't get enough. Take your time, just do it right. We will rise to the skies, 'cause we ain't done till we hit the sun.
Wow, that McDonald's sign is so huge, I can't even fit myself in the frame with it. I believe we do have one of these at the Henry Ford Museum at Greenfield Village in Dearborn, Michigan. And I do say, it's one of my favorite signs.
Got to be you. So come and light me up. I still need your fire, baby. I still want you by my side. Light me up, let me touch the flame now, baby. I'm your phoenix tonight. Come on and rise.
So this sign behind me sat above the LA freeway for many years, and guess what? There's even a bullet hole in it. You'll see it coming around, not there, should be right there, just passed by, right in between the cars. If you missed it, rewind and take a look. Super cool. Ah, good old Rexall drugs. You don't find too many of these anymore, and especially ones that are open and operating. I'm always super excited whenever I come into contact with one that I can walk into and still experience. Okay, ooh, my face looks really weird from all the neon red glow, but that Rexall drug sign that you see behind me, I have actually seen one of those for real, in working condition, on a real Rexall drugs. I believe it was Charlevoix, Michigan. I think it was Charlevoix, Michigan. Anyways, if you're up in that area, you should definitely go check it out. Yeah, it was Charlevoix. So behind me is the workshop where they repair all of the neon signs, and we can actually go inside and take a look, so join me. So right now you're looking at just inside their restoration shop, and it was really cool to get to go in and see people working on the different neon signs and restoring things, and get to learn a lot about how they're being restored and how these awesome signs work. So these are the museum expansion plans, and that is super great to see that they are planning an expansion, because this place is really cool and I would love to see it grow, because it's not really that big. And here is a map of what it's going to look like when they're all done. That was a really cool museum and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I kind of wish it had been bigger for the price that they charged, but I do understand that restoring these neon signs is very expensive, and they do have plans on expanding and doing all kinds of other stuff in the future. So that about does it for another episode of The Traveling Man. I want to thank everyone for joining me here in Cincinnati. Thank you for all of your support, and I will see you again in the next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that bell icon so that you'll get notified about future upcoming videos.